Hugh Jackman took his feud with Ryan Reynolds to a whole new level, and it was all being filmed. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are two of Hollywood's biggest stars, but the Canadian-American and the Australian have been engaged in a long-standing feud. And the acting giants' bickering reached a new peak when Jackman did something unexpected and shocking in a recent video. Moreover, it seems that for Reynolds, that stunt was a real game-changer in their dispute. As you most likely know, Reynolds and Jackman are the stars of two gargantuan Marvel movie franchises. The latter portrayed Logan, Wolverine in the XMan series, while the former has played Wade Winston Wilson, aka Deadpool, in the Deadpool films. But how did the dueling actors begin their long public feud, and why did the animosity recently come to a head? Well, Jackman and Reynolds appeared to have first met on the set of X-Men Origins, Wolverine at the tail end of 2007. That film was the fourth movie in the long-running X-Men series. And ever since then, there has been a steady stream of invective thrown about between the pair. But what was the very first flashpoint in the now notorious conflict? Well, Jackman himself figured that it was around 2008. And the verbal jousting between the pair began over the stunning American actress Scarlett Johansson, who shot to adult stardom on the back of the acclaimed Lost in Translation. Reynolds had begun dating Johansson in 2007 after splitting from Canadian singer Alanis Morissette. He walked the New York-born beauty down the aisle in the September of the next year. And Jackman had plenty to say about that. In fact, the affable Australian had some strong words for his rival. Jackman recalled to the Daily Beast what he told Reynolds, in no uncertain terms. He said, "I used to ream him because I was very close friends with Scarlett, and Scarlett had just married Ryan, so when he came on set I was like, hey, you better be on your best behavior here, pal, because I'm watching." But that, of course, wouldn't be the end of it. No, far from it. In the same interview with the Daily Beast, Jackman continued, "We started ribbing each other that way, and then it all escalated with the Deadpool thing and him calling me out, and trying to manipulate me through social media to do what he wanted." A few years would pass until the rivalry publicly heated up again. But in November of 2015, Reynolds stepped up to ridicule his great adversary. While wearing Deadpool's burned face prosthetics, he pretended he was the Australian, even putting on a passable Aussie accent. Reynolds said, "G'day mate. Hugh Jackman here, just reminding you to get your votes in for People's Sexiest Man Alive. Cover's coming up." It's worth pointing out that this particular sly dig from Reynolds didn't come out of nowhere. No, in fact he and Jackman had both been selected as People magazine's Sexiest Man Alive 2 years apart from each other. Jackman took the flattering honor back in 2008, and Reynolds claimed it in 2010. Things escalated further just a couple of months later, in January 2016. Back then, Reynolds made another considered attack on his adversary. To mark that month's Australia Day, the actor dressed up as Deadpool for a new video message, in which he sort of wished Australians a happy day, while mocking the Antipodean culture, but chided Jackman. But what exactly did he say? Well, when addressing Australians for their national holiday, Reynolds said, "One tiny problem, you gave us Wolverine and for that, I can't forgive you." He then continued his rant, saying, "I've got no problems with Hugh. I mean, he's a delightful guy, he really is. True legend. But that movie, X-Men Origins, Wolverine, in which they both starred, which critics savage, was a career low for me, you understand." Ah, so maybe that was how the purported resentment came about. Well, a month later, when the movie Deadpool was released, there was a remarkable piece of content in it. In a prominent scene, when Reynolds' Wilson belatedly unveils his damaged face to Vanessa, he lifts his mask off to reveal a cutout made of paper. And the cutout is of Hugh Jackman's handsome face. Jackman evidently had begun to believe that Reynolds was more than a little bit obsessed with him. As in that same month he posted a picture to his social media accounts of him and the Deadpool actor together. "Seriously, mate, you've got to stop following me. Security," the Australian wrote. This meeting heralded an interview between the pair that saw Reynolds jibe Jackman about his height and accuse him of having an affair. In November 2016, the two of them sparred on Twitter over some fan art. But it was the next month in which the Australian would get his own back on a previous Reynolds jibe in spectacular fashion. Yes, in December 2016 Reynolds was awarded with the distinguished honor of a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But Jackman chose to mark the moment by launching an attack on his longtime rival. Remember when Reynolds held up a mask of Jackman's face in Deadpool? Well, Jackman returned the favor, pretending to be the Canadian American when he accepted the award. Jackman continued with his mocking assault, saying, "How could a guy who failed his high school drama class be this talented? I have no answer to that. But to quote my favorite actor in the world, Hugh Jackman, and who by the way was people's sexiest man alive way before me, America is the most generous country on the planet. And feel free to urinate on my section of the sidewalk." Reynolds waited a few months to hit back. When Jackman posted a picture of him in Beijing with fans in March 2017 and thanked the Chinese city for a great visit, the Canadian American tweeted the photo with the retort, "Pretty sure those are protesters." Then in April 2018, Jackman posted a bizarre happy birthday message video in which he appeared to be in bed with Deadpool himself. So what exactly went down? How did the feud reach boiling point? What was it that Jackman did to Reynolds that was so appallingly below the belt? Well, let's have a good look and see what happened. First, we should note that the warring actors made something of an uneasy truce to team up with wholesale giant Sam's Club for a special initiative. Word of the uneasy teaming up between Jackman and Reynolds for this special initiative would come from the latter's Instagram account. In a short video clip posted on October 29, 2020, the Deadpool actor and his Aussie foe teased the joint venture with Sam's Club. Then they crossed their arms and stared each other down as if they were boxers preparing for an upcoming fight. The clip was tagged with, "The feud is coming to Sam's Club." But what was it all in aid of? Well, the next video, released on November 10, 2020 by Reynolds and his YouTube channel, explained more clearly and fully. Entitled, "Forgiveness," it begins with the two actors sitting together in a Christmassy-looking home by the fireplace. Then Reynolds states, "You know, they say the holidays are a time for forgiveness." Next Jackman quips, "And if we're being honest, the two of us have a lot to be sorry for."